Chapter 1: The Gates of Change. The audio journey begins with the resonating clang of heavy metal doors clashing against steel frames, a haunting prelude to life behind bars. As the echoes fade, the soundscape shifts, revealing the chilling silence of isolation and the occasional distant shouts of inmates reverberating through the corridors. Here, in a medium-security prison nestled in the West Virginia mountains, each day unfolds under a watchful regime, where routine and confinement collide with whispers of hope. Nature's rugged beauty contrasts starkly with the harsh realities within these walls, as birds chirp outside, a reminder of the freedom that lies just beyond reach. The duality of the setting is palpable. Inmates navigate the tensions of survival within a world that feels both suffocating and alive. This chapter invites listeners to step through the gates and glimpse the intricate tapestry of life behind bars, where despair meets resilience and change is always on the horizon. Chapter 2: Jamal's Diary, the Athlete's Fall. Jamal's voice, tinged with regret and determination, opens this chapter. He reflects on his life before prison, where he was the star athlete, an honor student with dreams of a scholarship. Yet, the allure of street life and gang affiliation pulled him into a dangerous world, one where survival meant embracing violence. Through his diary entries, we hear his internal conflict, the exhilaration of fleeting friendships and a sense of belonging contrasted with the crushing weight of guilt and fear. He writes of nights spent in cramped corners, weighing his loyalty to the gang against his longing for a way out. Jamal's honesty reveals the layers of his persona. He yearns to escape the cycle of violence, but struggles with self-doubt and the fear of failure. As he closes his entry, Jamal's resolve shines through. He's determined not to let his past define him, and seeks redemption behind the bars of this prison. Chapter 3: Sophia's Story, a Mother's Dream. Sophia's voice breaks through the soundscape, a blend of soft sobs and distant echoes of prison life. Her journey into addiction began with a need to escape the pressures of single motherhood. In her diary entries, she confesses the weight of guilt she carries for her choices, yet her love for her child remains a beacon of hope. "I think of my son every day," she writes, "and I dream of our reunion, of holding him tight and telling him I'm sorry." As Sophia navigates the daily confines of prison, she enrolls in rehabilitation programs, fighting not just for her freedom, but for the chance to be a better mother. Her vulnerability allows other inmates to open up, forming unexpected bonds grounded in shared struggles. Through her story, listeners feel an undeniable yearning for redemption and the determination to reclaim her life, one step at a time. Chapter 4: Miguel's Escape into Art. In the dim, gray confines of his cell, Miguel transforms his environment into a vibrant world of creativity. Using scraps of paper and makeshift tools, he pours his heart into every stroke, creating breathtaking pieces that capture his dreams and sorrows. "Art is my escape," he confides in his diary, sharing how each canvas offers a momentary reprieve from the walls pressing in on him. As he paints, the colors bleed into each other, much like the emotions he wrestles with: regret, hope, and a yearning for freedom. Miguel's talent doesn't go unnoticed. It ignites inspiration in others, sparking the beginnings of a collective art movement among the inmates. They gather in the yard, sharing stories and techniques under the watchful eyes of guards. Through this creative camaraderie, Miguel discovers not just solace, but also the profound truth that art can bridge the gap between despair and hope, lighting paths toward redemption. Chapter 5: Daily Life, Routine, and Resilience. In the rhythmic cadence of prison life, boredom mingles with fleeting moments of joy. The day begins with the harsh clang of metal doors, echoing through the corridors as inmates shuffle into a new dawn. Breakfast, a bland routine of oatmeal and toast, serves as a backdrop for shared stories and laughter, an oasis of camaraderie in a sea of confinement. Through audio diary entries, we hear the voices of inmates reflecting on their daily struggles and triumphs. Amid the monotony, they find solace in small rituals, whether it's playing cards during yard time or gathering for impromptu talent shows. These shared experiences cultivate bonds that transcend their pasts, reminding them they are not alone in their journey. The echoes of laughter and the weight of unspoken fears paint a vivid picture of resilience, as each day becomes both a challenge and a chance to reclaim fleeting glimpses of hope. Chapter 6. Heartbeats Behind Bars, Connections. In the isolating confines of the medium-security prison, unexpected friendships blossom amid despair. Inmates find solace in shared experiences, exchanging stories that weave a tapestry of resilience and vulnerability. The air is thick with laughter and whispers, moments when the weight of confinement seems to lift, if only for a heartbeat. Jamal recalls late-night conversations with Miguel, their dreams echoing off cold, concrete walls. Sophia shares the warmth of camaraderie over board games, a brief escape from the harsh realities they face. The bonds formed in this surreal microcosm become lifelines. Each shared secret, each comforting word, a reminder that connection can spark hope. Soundscapes of low murmurs intercut with bursts of laughter capture the unbreakable spirit of these individuals. Despite the bars that confine them, their hearts beat fiercely in unison, illuminating the power of friendship to foster resilience and ignite the flame of redemption. Chapter 7. Moments of Conflict, Choosing Sides. In the dimly lit yard, tension crackles like electricity, the air heavy with unspoken words. Jamal observes as rival factions circle each other, eyes narrowed, hearts racing. His diary entries capture the mounting fear and agitation that swirl around him. In here, trust is a luxury, he writes, detailing moments when loyalties are tested and alliances wielded or broken like fragile glass. The incident explodes in a riotous confrontation, a cacophony of shouts and the clatter of bodies. Jamal, trapped in the chaos, reflects on the fragility of his friendships, wrestling with the instinct to survive versus the yearning to maintain bonds forged in shared hardship. What do you do when you're left with choices that cut deeper than any knife? He pens, encapsulating the paradox of survival in such a ruthless environment. His struggle becomes a mirror for others, revealing that even amid conflict, the search for belonging continues. Chapter 8. The Price of Trust, Breaking Points. In the suffocating atmosphere of confinement, trust becomes a fragile currency, often exchanged between inmates at great cost. This chapter delves into the precarious alliances that form amid the relentless struggle for survival. As Jamal observes tensions escalate, he reflects on the heartbreaking fragility of bonds forged in shared hardship. The soundscape captures whispered conversations in dimly lit corners, punctuated by the clattering of trays during mealtime, a backdrop where secrets are revealed and loyalties tested. Through Jamal's diary, we hear about a confrontation that erupts between rival factions, forcing him to confront his own values. As sides are chosen, betrayal leaves scars that run deeper than any physical harm. The emotional weight is palpable as the inmates grapple with the loss of trust, revealing the harsh reality that in prison, even the most meaningful connections can be shattered in an instant. In this defining moment, survival supersedes friendship, underscoring the dire cost of loyalty behind bars. Chapter 9. The Call for Change, New Beginnings. As the sun rises over the mountainous horizon, a palpable shift begins within the prison walls. Inmates gather in the yard, their whispers filled with anticipation as a new mentorship and skill-building program is introduced. The sound of rustling paper and tentative laughter fills the air, signaling a dawning hope among the incarcerated men and women. Each inmate is encouraged to pair up with a mentor, fostering a spirit of collaboration that had long been missing. Jamal, initially skeptical, begins to see the potential for change, both in himself and the younger inmates eager for guidance. Sophia listens intently, realizing that this opportunity could be her lifeline. For Miguel, it ignites the spark of inspiration, pushing him to channel his artistic talents into teaching others. This chapter unfolds with conversations filled with dreams and goals, leading to an undeniable shift in the atmosphere as inmates embrace the possibility of transformation. Chapter 10. Jamal's Path to Mentorship. Jamal sits in the corner of the rec room, surrounded by younger inmates eager to hear his story. As he shares tales from his past, days filled with basketball games and heartfelt laughter, he feels a shift within himself. The walls that once confined him now seem to loosen their grip. After joining the new mentorship program, Jamal discovers a profound sense of purpose in guiding the next generation. His diary entries reflect this transformative journey. He writes of how mentoring offers him the chance not only to impart wisdom, but also to confront his own mistakes. Every time I help one of them dodge the pitfalls I fell into, I feel a piece of my soul heal, he notes. Through teaching them about resilience and the importance of choices, Jamal finds that he is redefining his own identity, a beacon of hope, illuminating paths away from violence and despair. Chapter 11. Sophia's Road to Recovery. Soundscape. Soft rustling of paper, distant conversations, and gentle footsteps echo in the rehabilitation wing of the prison. Sophia sits on her bunk, clutching a worn notebook filled with reflections and dreams. Today was tough, she records, her voice steady yet tinged with vulnerability. In her entries, she documents the challenges of confronting her addiction, the cravings tugging at her resolve like a persistent whisper. Yet, amid the struggle, glimmers of hope emerge. She writes about the support group sessions, where the shared stories of pain and resilience create a sense of community. We're not just inmates, we're survivors, she muses. She dreams of the day she will be reunited with her child, envisioning a future where she can break the cycle of addiction. Every meeting is a step toward healing, an affirmation that it's never too late to choose a new path. The sounds of laughter and encouragement buoy her spirit, echoing the bonds formed in this fragile sanctuary of hope. Chapter 12. Miguel's Art Exhibition. As Miguel prepares for his art exhibition, the atmosphere in the prison yard shifts from routine monotony to buzzing excitement. His cell, once a confined space of solitude, transforms into a vibrant sanctuary filled with color and creativity. The sound of brushes on canvas mixes with laughter and encouragement as Miguel invites fellow inmates to contribute their artwork. Each piece tells a story, serving as a voice for those often silenced. On the day of the exhibition, the yard pulses with anticipation. Miguel stands proudly as inmates reveal their creations, each piece illuminated by the warm sunlight filtering through the prison walls. Inmates who once saw only despair now experience a cathartic release through art, forging bonds thicker than blood. Laughter echoes, mingling with heartfelt praise. The art exhibition becomes a symbol of hope, a collective affirmation of dreams and resilience, proving that even behind bars, creativity can flourish, igniting paths to redemption. Chapter 13. The Last Bite of Freedom. Facing the Exit. As the countdown to release begins, a palpable tension fills the prison. Inmates gather in the common area, sharing anxious laughter and heartfelt farewells, but beneath the humor lies an undercurrent of fear and uncertainty. Jamal reflects in his diary about the bittersweet nature of freedom. He dreams of a life beyond prison walls, but grapples with the haunting memories of his past. Sophia pens a heartfelt letter to her child, hoping for a joyful reunion, yet uncertainty looms like a shadow over her aspirations. Miguel, preparing for his exhibition, contemplates how to continue his art journey outside. Each diary entry reveals a mix of excitement and trepidation, voices intertwining in an emotional tapestry of vulnerability. As the final day approaches, the soundscape swells, capturing their bittersweet farewells to the only family they've known, resonating with the hope that they can forge a new path in the waiting world.